I'm sorry. And I watched the show, so.
How can you do this, Charlie?
How could you be sitting here, man?
Terrible thing you could possibly have done to me.
Okay, it's time.
Yo, we're here with Matthew Fox, who plays Charlie on Party of Five. How you doing, Matthew?
Hey.
Good. How you
Thanks
doing?
for hanging with us.
You bet, anytime.
Your character has a lot of responsibility in the show. I mean, in real life, do you think you'd be able to handle the situation Charlie's in?
Wow. I don't know. Yeah, he does have a lot of responsibility, and he doesn't handle it very well. I don't know. That's a tough question. It's always hard to tell how you would react in a certain situation unless you're there, and that's always one of the things that I use to defend Charlie. Is I have a lot of people, who come up and think that he's such a bad guy and that he messes up so often and everything, and I always say, well, it's so easy to judge other people when you're looking at their situation and looking at it from the outside, but it's very much different when you're in that person's shoes. So I really can't answer that. I mean, I would like to think that I would handle things better than Charlie does, but like I said, who knows?
Right. Why do you feel so sympathetic towards the character? I mean,
well, I just think he's in an incredibly difficult situation. I mean, this is a guy that's 25 years old. That's a time in people's lives where they should be able to kind of live their life for themselves. That should be a pretty selfish time in people's lives where they get to try to find out who they are and what they want to do with their future. And this is a guy that, through no fault of his own, is pretty much dealt this situation where he has to give up all of his hopes and dreams to take care of his brothers and sisters, who he loves very, very much. But that doesn't take away that kind of inner conflict, that thing that's tearing him apart about the life he ought to be able to live, the dreams that he ought to be able to have for himself, and he's giving all of that up for them, so it's tough.
Are you similar to your character at all?
Like I said, I think, obviously my life is very, very much different than Charlie's. I'm older than Charlie is. I'm at a different point in my life, so, and I'm in a very, very stable relationship with a woman that I've been with for many years now.
You're not breaking up every other day.
No, I'm not. I'm not the womanizer that Charlie is, and so there are things that I'm very similar with. I mean, there's a lot of personality traits, obviously, that I try to bring honesty to this character that I'm creating, and therefore a lot of me is going to go into it. But the situations that we're in are very, very different.
do you sometimes disagree with the way the character goes?
Um,
As far as the direction you think he should be going in?
I mean, sometimes you get a script and you read it, and once again, just like anybody else, you read this story and you judge it and you say, oh God, I can't believe he's going to do that, and your first instinct is to judge it, but as an actor, you always have to get past that. You have to look behind that and say, well, that's what the story is, and this is what he's going to do, and I have to figure out a way of justifying that and getting myself towards that. So I constantly spend my time defending Charlie and defending all the mistakes and things that he does wrong.
Why do you think Party of Five is so large now? What is it about it?
I think the universal appeal of Party of Five is just that it's a show about family. It is a dysfunctional family. It's not your American apple pie family, but I think that it appeals to people because of that issue of families getting through life together and leaning on each other and helping each other and sometimes hating each other, and it's just that thing that every human being. We all want that. We all strive for that in our life, to have a family that we care for and they care for us. So I think that's kind of a universal concept.
What kind of relationship do you have with the other cast members? I mean, is it really like a family kind of atmosphere?
Yeah, you're like the big brother kind of.
I've been asked that one before. No, we don't. That type of dynamic doesn't carry off screen. I mean, we are very, very close, I must admit. I mean, there's been a couple of things that have happened recently where I've just gone like, God, I can't believe. We've been together for 2 years, and we've been through so many situations together. We've been through so much emotional stuff together that we really, really are close, and we do mess around like brothers and sisters, and we have fun that way. But as far as this, the dynamic of big brother and little sister and all that type of stuff, that really doesn't kind of carry over.
The show seems like it's really real life issue oriented. Are there any issues that the show's covered that you feel like are really close to your own life, or that you really feel strongly about?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of issues that the show's dealt with that I feel pretty strongly about, and I think that we've done an incredibly good job of telling these stories without being preachy, without trying to convince or sway, but rather just tell a story that kind of shows all the perspectives that issues can bring up. And so I think we've done, I mean, like recently with Julia getting pregnant and everything, I mean, I thought that our producers did an incredibly good job of representing all the different points of view around that issue and not trying to sway it one way or the other. And I was really, really proud of that.
We have a homepage on the internet, and we told everybody out there in internet land that we were going to be interviewing you guys today. So some people emailed us questions that they wanted answered. We have one from Russ Illich, who wants to know what scenes or scene over the last 2 seasons has been the toughest for you to act out based upon a life experience or a specific opinion that you hold.
Wow. You know, Charlie's had a lot of really difficult stuff to go through. I don't know. I'd have to say one of the toughest scenes that I had to go through was the drunk driving episode where Charlie confronts the drunk driver and basically, you know, kind of confesses that he feels guilty for all of this and everything. And I mean, I guess it's not really, I mean, it's not anything related to my own life. I mean, I don't have anything that happened in my own life that way, but I just felt it was just a really, really tragic scene, and I really felt a lot of sympathy for him and a lot of, you know, a lot of pain. It was a tough one. There's been a lot of them. The wedding episode was also a really tough one, too. That episode was 1 week that I was glad to be moving forward.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Where do you see like your career going? I mean, do you just want to continue acting, or?
Yeah. I mean, I really. The truth of the matter is that I really didn't think I'd ever be doing this. This didn't really. It's not like I grew up thinking that, you know, always hoping that I wanted, you know, to be an actor. So it's really been the last couple years, and especially Party of Five, that has really. I've really become aware of how much I love it, and I've never had more fun doing what I do now. So yeah, I really think that my future's hopefully going to be working in all types of different things. I want to play a lot of different characters and kind of keep people guessing and not being able to, you know, look at me and say, well, you know, that he can only do that. I want to do a lot of different things. So.
What did you think you wanted to be?
Oh, I thought I wanted to be a lot of things. Early on, I thought I wanted to be a race car driver. God, there were many,
Weren't you like
many
an
things.
engineer student at Columbia or something?
Well, it was actually economics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Economics engineer.
Well, you know.
But yeah, I mean, all the way up until really when I graduated, I thought that I wanted to go down on Wall Street. I actually saw the movie Wall Street with Charlie Sheen when I was a sophomore in college, and I was really, you know, swept away by all the high rolling big money thing, and I really wanted to go down on Wall Street and make $1 million. I mean, that's, you know, sad to say, but that was something that was really a motivating factor for me at the time. I mean, I grew up in a very, very, you know, my parents are ranchers and farmers, so I guess going to the big city and getting into that big time money excitement
Columbia,
stuff,
right?
yeah, I mean, it was really appealing to me then, and then that turned very quickly. Right when I graduated, all of a sudden it kind of just all didn't seem right, and that's when I started taking acting classes.
It's amazing. I mean, we talked to Chris Kaiser, and he was saying how when he was an undergrad and, you know, when he was in college, he didn't know that he wanted to write either. And, you know, I'm a sophomore now in college, and it seems like everybody thinks that you're going to do in life what you're doing now, or what you think, you know?
Right.
It's just amazing for me to hear everybody, you know, all you guys saying that, no, I didn't know I wanted to do this.
It does. Life is strange. It seems kind of pointless to make any plans,
Yeah.
because it seems like, you know, you have so many things set out in your mind that you think you're going to be doing, and you have all these goals, and you get to that point, and you look back, and nothing went the way you thought it was going to go, and you never are where you thought you were going to be. It's a weird thing.
Do you ever go like back on the farm and like, what's that what's that
farm
like
like?
now? I mean,
I really do. I do go home a lot, and I love it there. I love Wyoming. In fact, I was there last weekend. I was up in Yellowstone National Park, and 3 feet of snow, and it was absolutely beautiful. I mean, I really, that's a big part of me, and I hope that I can always keep that as a part of my life. It gives me a great deal. It's like, I use this analogy of it's like recharging my batteries. You know, when I feel like I'm kind of getting stressed out and burnt out, I go home and I spend 2 weeks there, and I come back completely invigorated and excited. It's a beautiful country, and there's something very spiritual about it, and something that makes you feel really connected to yourself. So yeah, it's beautiful.
what kind of feedback do you get from teens that watch Party of Five?
You know, I just get a lot of really, really great letters of people saying how much they love the show, how much they look forward to it every week. You know, you get some really sad letters. You get letters of people talking about their families and how they wish their families were more like the Salinger family, and you know, those are touching things. It's great to know that what you're doing is appreciated by people that much.
Yeah. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Nice
Thanks
meeting
a
you.
lot.
You bet. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just getting Nev, and they want a quick shot of the four of you,
Oh,
a
okay.
photo.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I've got one more online question we can just do to, while we're waiting. Why
Okay.
not? This is really good, thank you. This is looking very nice, Jim. Here, you ask this one? Patriot Pat. You kind of already touched.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, we have one more email question for Charlie from Party of Five. Patriot Pat wants to know, how do your relationships with other cast members on the set help you add to the emotion or realism of the characters or the show itself?
It's a good question. It's funny because, you know, as an actor, the minute you get cast with someone you know that's going to be your brother, your sister, your loved one, whatever, there's almost always an immediate connection. And I'll never forget the time that we all got cast together at Fox Studios. We were auditioning for all these studio executives, and it was really the first time that I'd met Lacey and Nev and Scott. And we went in and we did some material. We did a scene for them, and we went out of the room, and they had kind of another version of the Salinger family, which was a blonde version. And they went and did their thing, and they came out, and then they brought us all back in, and they said, "Congratulations, you're the Salinger family." And really from that second on, we have all just always given of ourselves in those relationships, the brother, the sibling relationships. I mean, right from the get-go, we were excited, we were fearless, we were taking a lot of chances with each other, showing, you know, getting emotional with each other, and it's been really special. I mean, I think for a show like Party of Five, that is really important, that people believe that these people are brothers and sisters, and that's something that we've managed to pull off pretty well, and I think it's really made our show better.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks a lot, Matthew.
You bet.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks a lot.
welcome.
Bye. And the scenes at Party of Five.
That's right.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
a blast. Woohoo! Matthew's spontaneity. That's right.
Okay, let's try one where we'll introduce who you're with and then say we're going to go beyond the scenes.
Okay.
Party of Five.
Introduce me too.
And if Nev or Matthew, if one of you could just say, like, that's in the mix, or just something
That's in the
stupid
mix?
like that.
At the
yeah,
end?
At the end, something, yeah, so
Okay.
you're saying the name of our show.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And we're speeding along.
What's your name again?
Nev.
Okay.
Campbell.
Okay. Sorry.
Don't start. No.
Aren't you Christian Campbell's sister?
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Wow. I saw the movie last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
Woohoo! It's on tonight too.
I know. I was so mad. What am I saying? Okay.
You're introducing.
Yeah, we're hanging with Nev Campbell and Matthew Fox from Party of Five, and you're watching In the Mix.
In the mix. I was supposed to say that.
And we're going behind.
We're going behind the scenes.
we're
Party
going
of Five.
behind the
Backstage,
scenes.
we're going
Okay.
behind the scenes.
Oh, man.
No, it's okay. This is what we got. It's good. Okay, anytime and action.
Yeah, we're hanging with Nev Campbell and Matthew Fox from Party of Five.
That's right, we're going behind the scenes.
Within the mix.
Check it out.
Coolio.